All right, people, what's going on? Thank you for joining me, following me over here, whatever you did. So anyway, with that, he's got 3 minutes. Yeah, I decided to come on a little earlier because I want to make this not short, but fairly short. Man, it looks like shit. Fuck. Anyway, with that, guys, how bad will the economic crash be next year, right? So this video, rather this live stream, we're focusing on that. We're focusing on the fact that we are now, not now, but I guess since 2012, we saw people struggling to put food on the table. Now, here in this country, we've always um, had starving people in this country. So it's not anything new. It's not like, it's this groundbreaking news. But within the last few months, things have gotten a lot worse. More people are starving now because, well, they can't afford food, right? I told you guys earlier that food prices are astronomically high. Matter of fact, let me fucking send this over now. Show you guys what I was dealing with at the supermarket. Let's see. All right. Yeah, so again, guys, I thought this was interesting because this is two baskets, and this cost me about, like I said, what, $289, whatever it was, minus a couple of items. Right. So now, if you see the Pyrex and you see the silver bowls, take those out of there. Right, and then there's a little steel cup at the bottom. Um, you see that there. This here, guys, was almost $300 worth of food, and then the cutting board. So you take all that out. That's about 23, maybe $30, right? So it was 380 something dollars, just minus $30. So it's $356 worth of food. That's what $356 worth of food looked like in New York, right? That's two baskets. Now, a year ago, 300 and something dollars would fit in an actual shopping cart, right? But this is because, again, guys, prices are rising. Yes, to add to it, this is New York prices as well. I'm not going to I'm not going to gloss over that fact. But again, a year ago, guys, that amount of money I spent was a full shopping cart and then some. This is now just two baskets worth of shit. All right, so just something for you guys to consider. Right, and again, the meat that you can see by the Pyrex, that's pretty expensive. And listen, I even went shopping for the first time and priced things out. So I was actually looking at things going, oh, that's too expensive. I'll buy this brand. The half and half you see there, guys, that's the 365. That's the Whole Food brand. That's a cheaper brand. Now the brand that I normally buy cost about $6. That's what? Not even half. That's a half a gallon, right? I think about. All right. So again, yeah, Tiger 13. I live in New York City. That's why it's so expensive. But keep in mind, again, last year this time, $350 filled up an entire shopping cart. If I was to take these items and put them in the shopping cart, it wouldn't even be half the shopping cart. Get it? Scan Family said, last time I went to the store, the same items I used to buy were $300. I filled the shopping cart. Now it costs $700 for the same stuff. 4 or 7 people in the house. Johnny Freedom Seed. I like that one. Thank you for the donation. Appreciate that. And guys, that isn't Johnny. Thank you. But this putting this up is in no means asking for money, or anything like that. It's just that this is what it looks like now. This is what food prices look like now, right? Two baskets will probably cost $700, right? So we definitely have to pivot and figure out what to get or how to buy better, if you will. It's why I said earlier in the Angry Truth channel, Angryprepper channel, I said earlier that going to the actual farms or the butcher places to get meat will be fucking a lot more. We'll save some money. Won't save a whole lot, but we'll save some money. Um, yeah, guys, this is what we're looking at now. This is the kind of shit we're looking at. Mid Georgia Preparedness. I think that's what GA stands for. It says All Putin's fault. It's all Putin's fault. It's all Putin's fault. It's all Biden's fault. It's all Trump's fault. It's everybody's fault, but ours. But anyway, with that, Joe FW, yeah, I'll probably will be skinny. I'll be a fucking crackhead running around the fucking streets being the skinny prepper instead of the fucking angry prepper. But yeah, listen, this is again, that's what it looks like. Adriana, I will put that out there to the group. I will let you guys know when I'm going to the butcher by Hudson Valley. And matter of fact, that's a good idea. Hudson Valley, yeah, man, I'm in on that. I'm in on a quarter, whatever it is, man. 3/4, half. You let me know, man. I'm in on it. Uh, that I can definitely do some damage and put some food away with that, doing that. Um, but yeah, I'm definitely in on that. Walk through a chain link fence prepper, probably. Uh, yeah. But listen, next year if you see me all skinnied out and shit, it's either I'm not eating or I got cancer. It's one of the two. Northern Girl said pressure can it. Yeah, I can pressure can a lot of that too. Which, by the way, I have to open up one of my cans and do a video on how to prepare one of those things. I don't know, because the first step was canning the shit. Second step now is actually eating it. So we shall see what that's like. Gotta have my faux creamer. Yeah, Slim Shady. I gotta have to. You know what though? I have been drinking black coffee. Like the only black coffee I could drink, and I said this before, is French press coffee. And I know that sounds hoity-toity, but if I drink black coffee, it's got to be French pressed, right? Uh, Naughty says you need members only. All right, whatever I need, whatever Hudson Valley wants to do, we're on it. It's easy, just reheat it on the stove. Yeah, but I thought you wanted to make a meal with that, right? Like when you use one of the cans that you can of meat, you want to like make a meal with it. You need to be rich to bodybuild these days. RW, yes, RWD channel. You need to be rich to be a bodybuilder these days to build muscle correctly. Yo, some of the shit that they're selling out there, I'm like, the vitamins I take, they're pretty expensive and they're going up in price, right? So, I mean, sooner or later, I won't be able to afford that. And I would say probably in about a year or two, I won't be able to afford it. French press, he said, dude, that's what. Yo, Johnny, French press is the only way. Again, after the wife had her brain tumor, we started looking at ways of getting rid of plastic out of a lot of our shit, and French press is one of the best ways to do so. Because even when you use a coffee machine, it's plastic, right? Even though it's protected by the coffee filter, that plastic still leaches into your shit, and over time it accumulates. So we phased over to French press, and I'm gonna do something really bougie, and I'm gonna do the drip, right? The drip is like super bougie, but whatever. I'll start doing that. Adriana, no, I'm gonna start going back to Costco's or what's the other one? Costco's, and that's the other one that I go to, BJ's, right? Start going there. Johnny, that was a few that was a few years back. That was a few years back. She had the I think 10 years ago now. Yeah, about 10 years ago, she had this brain tumor, and ever since then we started figuring out how to like not um no yeah the guys that brain tumor thing was years ago, but when we went through that, we were trying to figure out how to mitigate cancer causing items, and plastic is the number one, right? Because it releases a lot of the materials, the chemicals to make plastic pliable or bend. That chemical leaches into your food and whatever you're drinking over a period of time. Therein lies the problem. So we switched over to a lot of metal, steel, and wood products, or kitchen appliance, if you will, right? So we try to mitigate or minimize plastic using as much as possible. Speaking about bougie, here goes my bougie water path. These are one of these refill bottles. They're metal. They're pretty cool. You can refill them, then you dump them out, and then like you go to the airport, you can dump them out and you refill it again. Glass is better than plastic, absolutely. But you got to be careful with certain glasses and how they treat them. It's another problem. Um, yeah, this is alkaline. This is water with electrolytes. Really bougie water. This is Sadiddy High Rich People Water. No, just kidding. This definitely is not rich people water, but whatever. Um, right. So anyway, guys, that's that's you know the food problem that we're seeing now. So again, if I saw if I bought that much food for almost $400 or $350, let's just make it easier. $350. That's a fucking problem, and that's in December. All right. So obviously, we're going to see more interest hikes next year as well. That's going to compound everything and anything. We're definitely going to see a problem with that. Tastes like water. No, I'm gonna tell you right now, Daryl. The water that comes out of my parents' faucet here tastes like shit. And when I boil the water, there's a white film at the bottom. I guess that's the calcium that collects at the bottom. I don't see that water or that same problem with the water downtown. Where I live. Right, so I don't see that problem there. So water is not water. There's definitely a difference with water. And here's a kicker, guys. There's something called a water sommelier, which I still think is a bullshit job, but nonetheless, it's a real job. And it's a guy who knows where his water comes from. It's like a wine sommelier, right? This guy is it's a real deal, and he can tell you where the water's from, where it's filtered, um, what region of the world it's from. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. But nonetheless, water's not water. Uh, yes, lucky damn, I couldn't get over it. And I was watching, what's his name? Zac Efron has a TV show on Netflix, and the wife wanted me to watch this specific episode on the water sommelier. And I was like, get the fuck out of here. And the actress that was in the show, a liberal actress, but the actress that was in the show, she was breaking the water sommelier's balls. She was like, really? That's not a real job. Like, she was breaking his balls to his face. But whatever. If you... Yeah, so, yeah, again, guys, so water sommelier. I still can't. I can't even say that shit with a straight face. I'm like, who the fuck walks around and goes, what do you do for a living? I'm a water sommelier. You're gonna look at this dude like he's fucking crazy. Like, are you fucking kidding me? And even if there is such a job, and there is, but if you are a water sommelier and you happen to be watching this, which I doubt very much, do not tell other people you're a water sommelier. Just don't. What do you do for a living? I test water. That's it. That's the easy answer. You tell somebody you're a water sommelier, and they're gonna look at you and stare at you for half an hour and go, "What the fuck is that? And why?" Right? But it's a real deal. It's I can't believe it. Fucking guy tasted the water. He was like, "Oh, this water's from Spain. This water is from Spain. It's clean. There's no lime, no calcium deposits, and it has a hint of smoke flavor from the whatever the fuck he was." I was like, "Get the fuck out of here!" I still can't get over it. Water sommelier. Yeah, whatever. High quality H2O. Exactly. No, Mama Bear wasn't French. It was forgot the country he was in, but it wasn't France. But he was water sommelier. Get the fuck bent. I said I can't even get over it. So you know what's funny? I'm wondering if you gave him water from the toilet tank or the toilet, could he tell? Would he spit it out right away? What does this shit? You fucking asshole! And like fucking go on a tangent. I don't know. Yeah, it's fucking thankfully no sulfur in our water. Patty, yes, yeah, I know I know like upstate New York, or rather certain places in America, you could taste the sulfur, smell the sulfur in the water, right? And then you have to get that double water filter shit to filter that out. That's a pain in the balls, but still, a water sommelier. I don't want to go down that road. It's just fucking ridiculous. I've never heard of such a thing. What do you do for a living? I'm a water sommelier. I'll tell you where your water comes from. Get the fuck away from me. Like, holy shit. But anyway, with that, man, What are we going to do for the economy next year? Now, guys, I said this before. I'll say it again, and the reason why I keep repeating it is because everybody is warning us about an economic downslide, right? And they keep saying how heavy it's going to be, and I'm like, it's going to be a depression. I think we're definitely going to see a depression, and if we see a depression next year, guys, all I can tell you right now is buckle the fuck up, because we see a depression. It's going to get fucking really, really fucking bad. Now, if you have a YouTube channel, I would implore you to do something else. Find another means of making money, because YouTube is going to take a hit unless more people watch YouTube because they lost their jobs, and that boost our channel, or boost YouTube's income. That could happen. Because the one thing that never takes a hit, guys, during a depression is media. Media and shit, there was sports. Those two fields never take a hit during depressions. During the Great Depressions, movies and movies specifically were a thing. People crowded movie theaters to get away from their problems. With that being said, if we go into a Great Depression, people are going to crowd around their TV sets to get away from their problems. They're going to watch YouTube channels. They're going to watch our channels. They're going to watch whatever movie they can on Netflix. So there's that. And then you might have people going to see sports. They might not be able to afford sports out of the arena, but they will be going to sports events like their kids' softball game or whatever it is. Yes, prepping survival. Strippers and alcohol. So another two that never take a hit either. Alcohol actually thrives during a depression, and strippers make a lot of money. Or whores, whatever you want to call it. Strippers are strippers, and then they're whores, hookers, and then you have OnlyFans, right? So you have those three new fields. Strippers, because I don't think there were strippers in 1929, at least not what we have today. And hookers have been around since the dawn of time. So those three fields are going to make a lot of money. I'm not saying for anyone to jump in that field. I'm just saying that people are going to make a lot of money. And OnlyFans blew up because of COVID. The Great Depression, forget it. Whatever little money people have left, they might actually buy to subscribe to it. Hell, again, guys, sex industry, booze, movies, or media, and alcohol. Not alcohol. Sports. Those are the things that are not going to take a hit. But everything else, it's going to take a fucking. It's going to crash. You know, it's just bad, man. It's going to be bad. I need to change my profession. Strippers are almost wife material. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it could be. Right, Scrappy Cat. Right, thank you. Add in social media and TV now. Right. People were fucking, again, movies were a pastime. And so was baseball, matter of fact, during the Great Depression, right? But baseball's too fucking expensive now, right? It almost costs nothing to fucking go see a baseball game back then. Now, forget it, right? So, listen, it's going to be, if we do enter the Depression, it's going to be a harder road. Just keep in mind, we have doubled the capacity of people in this country now than we did in 1929. We have more people already on welfare now than they did back then. I think it's like triple the number of people on welfare now than they did back then already. Right? So there were people on welfare before the Great Depression back in 1929. We have, I think, triple that amount on welfare now. So now imagine another half of America jumping on welfare. That's going to be bad. It's going to be extremely bad. But yeah, whether or not that happens, I mean, this channel will still be off. This channel will still be on, and yeah, a lot of us will still be on because that shouldn't affect us. And I'm retired, so I wish listen, during the Great Depression, I would love to be working, because the amount of fires you would go to during the Great Depression, holy shit. We'd be keeping busy, and the overtime be through the roof, man. But whatever, it is what it is. I'm not that job anymore. But guys, again, to prepare for it, again, get rid of your subscriptions. Whatever stupid subscriptions you might have with Apple or Netflix. Like Netflix, you can keep it around, but I heard that Netflix is hiking their price again next year or this month. It's either this month or next year. They're hiking their prices again. If you don't need a lot of these subscription guys, get rid of it. Get rid of them. Fuck them. I got rid of 2. I got rid of 8 last week. I think I need to get rid. I need to tighten the belt a little more and get rid of a few more. Um, and I'm even looking to buy a mobile home and switching over to that, just in case shit gets really bad. And I think things are going to get that bad. I think things are going to get bad where people are going to be losing their homes. Now, I live in an apartment, so it shouldn't be a problem. But if we want to save as much money as possible, I think ditching the apartment, jumping in a mobile home. Johnny, how's that diet going? It's not going anywhere. What I've been doing lately is I've been eating less. So because I went back on this tear, after my father passed away and all this other bullshit happened, um, what I started doing was I just started eating less. I drink more water and I eat less now. That's the first step, right? Right, Gene, exactly. Trailer and RV, I can move around, right? Fuck that noise. Right, RV style. That's what I'm thinking about. I'm going to be traveling, hopefully by March. Right, not hopefully, but I will be traveling by March. I'm going to do something called. I'm doing. So I thought I came up with this idea on my own, but when I was at Prepper Nurses One outing, I set up the truck to sleep in it. And I'm laying in the truck. I'm like, oh man, this is pretty cool, right? I could sleep in this truck, this. And I thought about it when I got home. I'm like, man, maybe I could travel to certain places and not always have to sleep in a hotel. Find a campground, park there, and sleep in a truck. So I'm thinking like I'm discovering some new shit. I go online. I'm like, before I start fucking tooting my own horn and beating my chest, let me look this up. So I look up camping in an SUV, and lo and behold, it was like SUVing, right? So instead of RVing, it's SUVing or camping SUV or SUV camping, and it's like all of these things on how to sleep inside a camp, inside of an SUV. So of course, the 3 videos I see are chicks, and what are chicks driving? Forsters, and like the gay SUVs, the smaller ones. I'm like, well, these girls are sleeping in that, and they got like all of these things going on in their SUVs. I'm like, well, I could definitely do something with the Tahoe. So I find the one guy the one dude that has like a Tahoe style. He has the same Tahoe I have. It's the RST. I think it's the 2021, whatever it is. It's not that old. It's like a year older than mine. And I'm like, wow, that's pretty cool. In depression, RV camps will be closed for business. Uh, Randy, yes, they'll be closed, but unofficially. So they'll be closed officially, but people still pop the chain and park in there anyway. Unless the place is guarded, then that's a different story. But anyway, so with that, guys, I'm like, holy shit! So I see the video. I'm like, so that means I'm going to travel from here to Yellowstone, to Teton National Park, to Caribou something National Park, Yosemite in California is the last stop, and I might stop in the Grand Canyon in in Arizona, and then drive my way back here. Getting to, I'm trying to avoid Highway 80, Interstate 80, I-80. I'm trying to avoid it like the plague, because 80 is further north, and it's a shit show once you drive through Idaho and Nebraska, and even some of Ohio. Once you drive through Nebraska, you all won't want to eat a fucking bullet because it's bad. But nonetheless, that's the trip I'm looking to take. Being all the shit that I'm going through now, I need a definite travel break. So that's going to be it. Yeah, we should. Iowa. Johnny, thank you. That's what it's not Idaho, Iowa. Iowa's, yes, the one where you want to eat a bullet when you drive through there, too. I'm trying to avoid 80 like the plague. So if I go to Yosemite, if I hit Grand Canyon, I could take 70 or 71 across until I get as far west as far east as I possibly can, and then start heading up north. But I'm trying to hit, because if I go from Yosemite, straight home, it puts me on 80 and then 80 all the way home. 80 takes me all the way to Jersey, which is like right across the river from me, and 80 from here is about maybe 7, 8 miles. Oh, Johnny says I live here. All right, very good, man. Yeah, so that's the plan. That's the plan, and it's more of a photography trip. I want to go to these places and take pictures, and I'm also going to do videos when I'm on the road. Obviously, I got to continue to get paid while I'm on the road, so that's the best way to do it. Yes, visit the caldera, stand in it at least. I know it's fucking gigantic. Stand in it, and then do a video from there. But I will be doing um, prepper videos and truth videos from there, but probably not as many. Probably one live stream a week and maybe 3 or 4 videos a week. This depends on how the internet acts while I'm out there. So that'll be that. That's the plan. Um, and then when I get back, I have some shit to fucking figure out and handle, and then I shall see from there. Oh, Hudson Valley. I'm bringing a drone. I might buy a new drone for the trip. I might buy the new Mavic Pro 3, the Mavic 3. I might be buying that. So we'll see. Some Shady 76. So some areas of the parks are closed in the wintertime. Not all of the park, right? So like Yellowstone and Yosemite, a lot of the park is still open. There are areas that I can't visit, so I have. That's why I'm going in March, because March enters the spring, and that's when a lot of the places, a lot of the spots start to open. They actually start to open in April, late March, early April. So I might move the trip to then. This trip should take me about a month on the road. I was looking at the Mini Pro 3 too, but I wasn't happy with the images I was seeing from it. And I'm bringing 2 drones in case they confiscate one, right? Because you can't fly them in a lot of these national parks, and a lot of these forest rangers are like dicks. So, Debs, I wish I can get an Airstream. I was looking at Airstreams; they're really expensive, um, really expensive. And being that the Tahoe drinks gas the way it does, if I pull anything, it's going to drink more. So I figured out for the trip, I need 6 grand for just gas. And I did this math because I didn't, I was too lazy to uh, to try to figure it out state to state. But what I did is I used New York State gas prices, and then I went ahead and multiplied it for each stop I stopped at, and it was something like, I don't know, 20 something stops total of gas, not including sleeping. And it came out to almost 6 grand. That's round trip. That's going to California and back. It's about 6 grand. So obviously in other states it's way cheaper. It's as low as 280 something in certain states. So 6 grand is a nice little buffer. And then I probably need another 4 or 5 grand for eating and some hotel stays. So some hotels I will be staying at. I won't be straight sleeping in the truck all the time, but I will be sleeping in the truck a lot of the time. If there's a nice hotel to stay at, I'll stay there. So I need probably around 10 grand for the trip, which I'll get by then, you know. And as long as I keep the cash flow coming in, it'll be fine. Dan Rose, because there's a lot of things that I want to take with me that I don't want to take on a train or a plane. And if I buy stuff while I'm out there, I can bring it back in my car. I can't, you know, or stop by a UPS store and mail it out, whatever. Right, and that's the thing. Sleeping in the truck, I can save a lot of money. Sleeping in the truck, save money. And then the other thing is, they're going to be 0 days where I'm not traveling. So if I hit, let's say, Yosemite, I think I'm going to be there for 4 or 5 days. Yellowstone, probably 3, 4 days. Uh, Teton and Caribou are about 4 hours from each other. So I'm probably going to do a couple of hours at one and then a couple of hours at the other, and then hit the road. So, like I said, it's about 20 to 25 day trip. So I figure if I take my time, it'll be a month. So that's the idea. Anyway, well, Mo Prepper, I'll do a video on what the back of the truck looks like, and you'll see what I mean. I know exactly what I need to take. The only issue I have where other people didn't have this issue is my camping gear. because there are certain spots where I have to park the car. I have to hike in a day or two to get to the area I want to get to, right? So I have to bring my camping gear with me, and that takes a lot of room. So I have to take a scout bag and a winter bag with me, and that right, those two bags right there take up a lot of room. So, but I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. And then not to mention my clothes, which I already figured out what I'm putting all my clothes in, so it's out of the way. And I'm bringing the Blue Yeti. I'm bringing the Blue Yeti solar generator and the panels with me, right? To have power. Johnny, thank you for the donation. Appreciate it, man. Thank you. But yeah, that's the plan. That's the plan. We shall see uh, where it goes and how everything turns out. What kind of heat you packing? Jimmy Hat, heat meaning firearms or like a Mr. Buddy heater? Um, as far as firearms go, I don't own one, so I can't bring one with me. And even if I owned one, I don't think I would want to bring anything across state lines. A shotgun's 50 state legal. Well, if I can get my hands on one when I get out of New York City, I will do so. And New York and well, if I go to cold bear country, if I go to bear country, which I'm eyeing it, I'm not sure yet, but if I go there, I'll probably rent one. But in the truck, I don't think I'm going to risk it, especially crossing all those state lines. And you know, and I don't know how it would look if I borrowed a shotgun from my buddy, drive across the state, and I get pulled over, and then they go, "Oh, well, this is a New York City license. You're not supposed to." Like I don't want to run into that problem. so, so we shall see. I'll figure it out. I definitely will figure it out. That's for sure. Thank you, thank you, Tommy. Well, like I said, it's Tennessee right now is the place I'm focused on looking at. Uh, Always keep a heater. Awesome sauce. That's what I'm looking to get. I'm looking to get one of those roof, but I got to get the roof rack set up on the truck. I didn't want to get one because I wanted to keep the truck, I guess, more compact. But every video I watched, everybody has one of those things up there. So I guess I guess I'm gonna have to invest in it. Dan Rose, what does overlanding mean? I keep seeing that in the videos when they're like SUVing, no build, overlanding. What is that? Jay Myers, if I can get federal gun permit, let's see if I can get one in time. You can have firearms in New York State, not New York City. Yes. So I guess once I get out of here, I can borrow something. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Like I said, so, water's warm here. Stop in Montana, right? Mo. Wait, no, no, not Montana. No, yeah, Montana. Is that Missouri? Okay, sorry. Are you still planning to move? Carla W. I am still planning to move. Am I going to visit the beach in California? No, because that's way far. Okay, John does says overlanding is exactly what you're describing. You want to do. So I'm going to type that up when I get off of here. I'll look that up. Overlanding is backpacking using your off-road vehicle. It's strapping everything along you need for long backcountry adventure. All right. Montana's empty, right? So then, what the hell? All right, whatever. I don't want to figure it out because it's just going to dig in my Missouri. Okay, Missouri. Am I passing through Missouri? I don't think so. Unless I come down through Arizona and travel along there, I might be coming through. But listen, I'll let you guys know my path, if you will, the road, the path I'm taking, and where I am at any given time. I'll update you guys on the community board as well. Um, no, Patty, yes, I was not in the military, so yeah. I don't care about paying for the what you call it, But yeah, like I said, the whole firearms thing, I'll figure out. I'll look it up. I'll look up what I can do, what I can't do, um, and then we'll see from there. But anyway, oh shit, this ran a little longer than I wanted to. Yeah, you could pass through Missouri. All right, I'll put Missouri on the on. I'll write it down. Matthew Johnson said, "You coming to my house?" It's funny, guys. A year ago, right, or 2 years ago, 2 years ago, I wanted to do the prepper tour. You know, stop by different preppers' homes and like other YouTubers, and then like just as of recently, man, I'm like, fuck that. There are too many fucking assholes out there, man. Too many people, man, turned into like fucking scumbag backstabbers. I'm like, that idea is dead. But that's not saying I wouldn't visit a viewer if I'm in the area, right? If I'm in the area, I'll visit a viewer. But some of these guys that I wanted to stop by and visit, fuck that. That shit's dead. Michigan on the way back. Yeah, just drive north. Hudson Valley. I'm definitely gonna drive north before I make that trip. No, Matthew Johnson. I'm not saying you are. I'm just saying a lot of people out there. Like so many motherfuckers I don't know what the fuck happened, man. Like the whole prepper community and people who used to be friends with each other just all fell apart, man. Oh, Vision, thank you. You guys a bug out weekend in Ohio in June. I'll definitely make that. Airstream. I'll look into an airstream. I'll look into an airstream. I got to see how much the truck can tow. I think it could tow a mini airstream. I could definitely look into that. But I was thinking about Oregon. Definitely thinking about visiting there because there's a lot of fucking nice places up there. Side effects from the jab. Matthew, yeah, I'm still talking to Bear. Why wouldn't I be talking to him? Did he do something again? Like I heard something about him the other day. I'm like, doesn't matter, man. Me and him on good time. Hopefully I'll see him at the shot show. Yeah, airstreams are expensive. Mine's on the way back to New York. What John says. Okay. Well, listen, I'll stop. Like I said, I'll give you guys the route I'm taking, and then we'll see from there. Right. Anyway, guys. Other than that, I'm gonna go off the air now. Thank you for joining me tonight. Thank you for uh, talking about what we talked about, which is more my trip than the actual subject. But anyway, guys, most importantly, what I have to say is you need to be ready for next year. Next year, I think next year is going to throw a few curveballs at us. There's going to be some shit we just didn't see coming, and then there's shit that we saw coming. Out of the economic collapse, we're probably going to see the curveballs from there. And then, obviously, if there's a nuke lobbed, we'll deal with it accordingly. Right? Other than that, guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for the ideas. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you.